The national champion is clad in big orange.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. That's the ball game. The national champion is clad in big orange.
Pat Summit and Destiny have met 7 times before. Tonight is number 8.
Tennessee Volunteers have wrapped up an SEC outright regular season title. Connect with
the SEC runs through Rocky Top. Tennessee wins the SEC regular season crown for the 2nd consecutive season.
the 1-0. In the air, right center field. Cross on the move. Will get there. Tennessee walks it off. It's a mismatch. Deep range. Come on now. And don't connect. Probably trying this time. Indeed. New hand there. Down the middle. Got it. On the fly. It's high and again. And he's going to take it. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Hey, how much fun is this?
Rocky Top. This is college football at its absolute best.
You already know it. This is college athletics at its absolute best. Welcome into the Vol Fanatics Show. Stranger is live tonight. I don't know who this Skylar guy is, but he is back on the show. Don't worry. Well, I don't think y'all are worried anyways. I think y'all actually like when I'm not on the show, but we'll reserve that for a little bit later in the show. But we are live. It is Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, which means it's another episode. And I'm your boy Skylar and Michael, co-host. How are we doing this week?
Man, we are excited to have Tennessee football back because I will be honest, last week I barely watched any football because I was like, I wasn't really in the mood for it. And there were some okay games, but really it was a lot of kind of down in the dumps type games last week. So I'm glad to have Tennessee football back. Looking forward to something this weekend, but family's doing good. It's busy at work, but busy is always good because that means you're bringing home money as well. But everything is going good on my end. How about you, man? And glad to have you back tonight. That's for sure. So.
Yeah, good to be back. It's going good. Busy as always. Busy. I have this saying that I've been saying here the last couple months, but I'm blessed to be stressed. So if you're out there, if you're listening, if you're on the way to the gym, whatever you're doing, if you're not listening live, but if you're stressed out, just know that's a blessed feeling. Like to be stressed out means you're working towards something, means you got a bigger purpose. And so I've been saying that a lot lately to keep me motivated and to keep the drive up because, man, it has been some long days and long nights, but it's all for a purpose. And I'm blessed to be in the position that I am. And I'm blessed to be here on a Thursday night talking ball. And before we get into too much further sappiness, because, I'm in a mood for some reason, I want to let you guys know who puts this show on. And that is Chris Smith Insurance. As a homeowner, Chris Smith was once let down by an insurance company. So he started an agency of his own, where instead of feeling like a big company is constantly fighting against you, you'll know that your agent is there fighting for you. All insurance is not equal. Trust the Chris Smith Insurance company agency today. Give them a call in Oak Ridge at 865-272-3387. Again, he's not just going to find you the best rate, right? A lot of agents say they can do that. But what Chris is going to do, what sets him apart, is if that accident happens, he's going to make sure he did the work on the front end to make sure you're properly covered. And he's going to help assist you throughout that entire process, give you the peace of mind that everything's going to be taken care of. And that's what sets him apart. That's why we appreciate him. And he sponsors a show. So, Chris, man, we appreciate you so much for your continued support. Michael, give us a little bit of a rundown because, I think we got to talk about the loss we just took in the bye week. And, I'm joking. Not really. Kind of got some unfortunate news about a player that.
Well, we got. I was gonna say we got some unfortunate news, but we moved up in the bye week, which previous 2 weeks we won.
So
did not move up.
So we just don't need to play.
Pretty much. Don't play and we get to move up. Let everybody else, do the work for us.
I think Tennessee has a great chance to move up this week as well. I think you're going to see a lot more top 10 teams go down this week.
I think you're right.
Spoiler, right? We'll talk about it. So
yeah, I think you're right. But rundown for today's show, it's that time again. We try to do it each bye week or at some point during the bye week. It's time to look at our position grades through the first month of the season. So we're going to do that in segment 1. Segment 2, we are going to look at Arkansas, give a preview of the Arkansas game, kind of our thoughts on the matchup itself, our thoughts on what Tennessee needs to do in that game, what they need to do to win. Things like that. And then segment 3, it is that world famous, or at least our famous pick segment. And then we bring on the man, the myth, the legend, Jake Arnold for another Rakin with Jake week. And, still not the best week last week, but
I just realized
we had a winning week overall.
But we haven't been raking, all right? But I know why we haven't been raking. Dude, the leaves ain't fell yet. It ain't
that's right.
I woke up this morning and it felt like football weather. So
it did.
So the rakes have been up in the shed, right? We've not had to we literally just not look. It's all gonna change this week. We're about to start really raking with Jake. Like the leaves are falling. That crisp October air is hitting you. Coming up on Halloween, but before that, we got the third Saturday in October. How dare I overlook Arkansas? I'm not. I'm just saying it's that time of year, man. We're about to rake. So
that's right, man. And it's like you said, it starts this week. But let's get this show kicked off.
That's right.
I'm going to give you our segment 1 sponsor, and that is Optimal Asbestos Services. Optimal Asbestos Services offers detailed asbestos inspections and air quality assessments. Whether you're looking to secure your home or workplace, you can trust Optimal Asbestos Services to deliver thorough and reliable solutions. You can contact Jeff Moe at 865-223-3297 for your consultation today, or go on the web at optimalasbestosservices.com. And let me get the graphic pulled up here for us. As already mentioned, we are going to be talking about our position grades for the first month of the season. And Skylar, while I'm doing this, just kind of an overall look, how do you think Tennessee has done through the first month of the season?
I definitely think the offense has been a tick above expectation as a whole in general. Loving what I'm seeing out of that running back room, and who's emerged in that running back room, by the way. I mean, Star Thomas, we'll talk about it in the position grade, I guess. But, just coming out of nowhere, I kind of thought he was going to be the 3 guy, and he's really making a push to be 1. But I think Deshaun Bishop is our number 1. Let's see. Wide receiver room just absolutely blowing expectations out of the water. I mean, nobody expected anything out of it. I thought they would have more production. I've said that all offseason, but I didn't think they would be as talented as they were. So, huge uptick there. Obviously, Joey, I ain't even going to hit on that. Everybody knows about that. Offensive line, protecting. Defensive line, I've got mixed emotions about defensive line. We'll talk about that in a second. Linebackers, kind of the same thing. And then the secondary, in my opinion, has actually been an uptick. I know that sounds crazy, but considering what all has happened and transpired, I think the secondary has kind of stepped up in a big way. But overall, man, I think we're right where we expected to be. I really don't think. I mean, this point in the season, we're 4-1 with our only loss being an overtime thriller against Georgia in a game where you had plenty of opportunities to win. I think we're seriously, as far as my offseason expectations, we're right where we expected to be.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I mean, I'm not going to so much go towards the positions yet, because we'll get into the position grades. But what I will say is the team as a whole has played better than I thought they would be. Now, I still predicted 10-2 this year. I think you also predicted 10-2, or you said 9-3.
Might have even said 9-3, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is exactly where I thought Tennessee would be at this situation. I lost to Georgia, undefeated the rest of the way.
I did go 10-2.
That's right, you did. As you mentioned, the offense has been a tick above what we thought. Now, I thought Joey Aguilar was going to play better than what Nico would. I just didn't know what the rest of the offense was going to look like. I thought the defense would be a tick better than what they actually have shown so far. I also expected a little bit more of a balanced play call than what we've seen so far. So we'll get into all that, but let's just start right off the top. We're going to start with offense, quarterback play. I think it's pretty obvious. It's at the very least an A, if not an A+ at this point. Right. Here's why I'll say an A instead of an A+, And you can blame Joey, you can blame his targets. You still got a little bit of an uptick in interceptions. Me and Jake talked about it a little bit last week. You can blame part of that on Miles Kitselman because the majority of the ones that have been intercepted have been tipped up from him that have resulted in interceptions. Completely get that. But also, you can't fully put the blame on Miles there because those throws have all been high throws, which we've seen has been if there's any issue with Joey Aguilar, it's that he still has a tendency to sail the ball a little bit high. So you get that corrected, and I've got an A+ for Joey Aguilar, but I am going to keep it at an A just solely because of that. Otherwise, he has blown my expectations out of the water. I mean, he's the second leading passer in the SEC as far as passing yards go. I know passing touchdowns, he's up there as well. Completion percentage is a tick down from the top, but I mean, overall, he is commanding this offense in a way that Nico never even showed a glimpse of.
Absolutely. I think if I was grading this based off my expectation, if I was comparing it to expectation, it's an A+. However, I'm going to grade this based on just kind of like open-minded. How am I expecting the position to play? How are they playing? I'm giving Joey Aguilar an A, and I agree with a lot of what you said. I don't necessarily really look at it at the interceptions. I look at it as I think literally every single game, and I might be missing one, but Joey has fumbled the ball off the snap. Don't know why. Don't know how. But
yeah, come to think of it, I do think you're right on that. So.
Whether he's not expecting the snap or what, but that like something like that, it's not cost us. I don't think. I think he's literally recovered the ball every single time. But it's one of those things. It's like we can't go a game without having that happen. I don't know why. It almost like the whole special team situation, which I'll get into that down the road. But I'm going to be a little harsh on Joey for that matter. Also, completion percentage, not the greatest. Now he is pushing the ball down the field. Love that. And he's hitting a decent percentage on down the field throws, but overall total percentage, and some of this is alluding to the drops. I mean, a lot of drops, a lot of, I would say, higher thrown balls, definitely catchable, but not in the perfect spot. So I am being a little harsh here, but I'm gonna go with A with Joey Aguilar. But I do think his decision making is phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree with you. So running backs, I'll let you go first on that one.
Yeah, running backs are, I mean, they're an A. Peyton Lewis is let me down just a little bit as far as expectation, but I don't think he's playing bad. I think pass protection needs to get a little bit better at. But Deshaun Bishop, probably our best all-around back, just doesn't have that breakaway speed. But overall, I mean, you got to feed him more. I think we got away from the run against Mississippi State a little bit. I'd love to see that come back after the bye week, because I really thought Tennessee would run up and down the field against Mississippi State. Didn't think we were physical enough to make that happen. But then again, you had Joey Aguilar and Chris Brazzell. You know, the boys were clicking, so why would you change it? I don't know. I'm going to go A here. There is room for improvement, but definitely better than I know what the national media expected after losing Dylan Sampson last year.
Yeah, so I'm also going to go with an A here as well. And pretty much the same things that you said. One thing I will add is got to make sure that you catch the ball out of the backfield.
That's a fact.
You have got to. That is one thing that,
several drops in the flat.
So we talked about it the last time that you and I were on here together was, the one guy that I didn't have to harp on was Star Thomas because he hadn't dropped one yet. He went out in the Mississippi State game and dropped 2 of them.
Yes,
so, I mean, just it's all the running backs. You got to make sure that you're looking the ball all the way into your hands, catching the ball out of the backfield. You mentioned Peyton Lewis still struggles a little bit in the pass blocking side of things, but we said coming in to this season, which we're, Tennessee fans, we follow Tennessee very closely, where the national media, they're broad. They don't just focus on one team other than maybe Alabama or Ohio State, but, that's a separate topic there. We said coming in that we felt like the running back room as a whole was going to be better than last year. You weren't going to have a standout guy like you did with Dylan Sampson, but the running back room as a whole was going to be better than last year. And I think we're seeing that. They've lived up to my expectations, if not slightly exceeded them, because as you mentioned, I also felt like Star Thomas was going to be that number 3 guy. And he's dang near, like you said, running back 1. I think it's, Deshaun Bishop 1A, Sar Thomas 1B, and then you've got a slight gap, but still not huge gap to number 2 back or /3 back, whatever you want to put it at for Peyton Lewis. But overall, running back room is very good. You mentioned it though. You got to give them the ball more. And it's not that Tennessee has not been running the ball effectively. It's the fact that I feel like they're trying to rely a little bit too much on the passing game. Now, it's been clicking, but you've also seen lulls in the middle of the ball game that I feel has to do with the fact you're relying too much on that passing game and not getting your run game involved enough to open up the rest of that passing game.
I agree. I mean, all three of them. Star Thomas actually does have 3 more carries than Deshaun Bishop, 52 carries to 49, and then Peyton Lewis at 35. But your 3 backs right now totaling over 800 yards, I think just over like 807 yards rushing, and they 3 have a combined 11 total touchdowns or rushing touchdowns, not total touchdowns. So I mean, I do think the room's kind of right where it left off. It just looks a lot different because it's not one guy really carrying the load. So, but I think that's what you want in a healthy program. So, yeah, like the A's here. I mean, it's going to be a lot of great grades for the offense because boys we're averaging 47 points a game. I mean, I don't know what you want from us, but that's pretty good in my book.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the tops in the country. So
that's right.
All right, wide receiver group. I'll go first on this one. I mean, how is it not an A+ really? I mean, in total honesty, I mean, you've seen a couple of drops that you probably need to have, like the wide open Mike Matthews in the Mississippi State game. That should have been 6. That should have opened the game up. You've seen Braylon Staley drop a couple. So I mean, you've got some areas of improvement there. Chris Brazzell is just an absolute dude. I don't want to call him out because I did that for Star Thomas last week, and you saw where that got me. But Chris Brazzell's the one guy that, you really haven't seen a dropped ball. It's like if that ball is in Chris Brazzell's area, he's coming down with it. If it's a 50-50 ball, he's coming down with that ball. And just the explosiveness that we're seeing from the passing game this year, that's what we've been looking to see over the last couple of years that you just haven't gotten, whether it be the quarterback not getting the ball to the receivers or whether it be the receivers not creating that separation. Well, guess what? They're doing it this year. And you've seen that in a big way. It's really opened up this offense again, looking very similar to that 22 offense. I don't have a lot of areas where I really feel like this group has just come up short. I mean, I know that there are some. You've got to clean up some of those drops. But overall, you're coming down with a lot more of these catches than you have in the last couple of years. And they have exceeded my expectations, even though I thought the room overall this year would look better than it has over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I'm going to be harsh here. I'm going to give them an A for the sole purpose of there's about 3 touchdowns that are left on the board because of drops.
And that's a fair take there.
I mean, and I'm not like, I think there was one against Syracuse and I'm just like, what in the world? I believe there was the one against Georgia. To me, they are playing great and they deserve an A, but because I know there's so much more and really this is a sour take because the last time I watched this play, Braylon Staley, in my opinion, had his worst game in a Tennessee uniform. Now, credit to him, he came back in a big way, got a huge 3rd down pickup with a second effort. And that's what it's all about, right? Even in your bad game, like pick your head up, know that you still got to go play the next play. And I give him a lot of credit for that. But overall, I just can't go A+. I've seen so much more that could be had out there that I'm not ready to go A+ just yet, but definitely an A for me.
That's a completely fair take. All right, tight end room.
Yeah, I'm going to go B here. B here for a couple things. Miles Kitselman's let me down a little bit. I thought he'd be more of a leader in this room. And he might be in the locker room, but I'm saying like, I thought he'd be more of a vocal leader on the field. I thought he'd kind of take over good, football games in a way. Also, Ethan Davis hasn't really been a presence just because he's been banged up. He's got to get healthy. I think that's been a big problem. Now, I do like the depth in the room because you've seen Jack Van Dorseyler get to play a little bit. I don't know. But in my opinion, Ethan Davis on the season, 1 catch.
Granted, he has been a little bit banged up. I'll give him that.
1 yard.
Yeah.
We got to get healthy. Like Ethan Davis is supposed to be your number 2 that's playing, every down, but it's kept us from being able to go 12 personnel too much. So we got to get him on the field. That's going to help our running game. I think that was a big problem against Mississippi State. You just can't run 2 tight ends. So let's get our second tight end back and let's improve and actually utilize them in the passing game. B.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad for podcasts, but I mean, I've also got to be there. I mean, Miles Kitselman, yes, he's gotten you out of a couple of situations. He's that most of the time he is that surefire check down. At least I know he's going to catch the ball type deal. And at times you've seen that kind of fail, whether it be because he's not making that grab when he should. I've already mentioned that, I feel like Joey Aguilar needs to get some of those throws down a little bit, make them a little bit more catchable. But still, some of those catches, especially it was 2 of them in the Mississippi State game, wasn't it? That hit him in the hands, that were batted up in the air, and Mississippi State ends up with the interception off of it. You've got to come down with those. Or at the very least, don't bat the ball up in the air where it's fluttering around, because at that point, that's almost a surefire interception. So you got to play a little bit better. As far as the run game goes, the run blocking, I mean, he's done all I can ask him to do. I mean, he's good in the run block situation. And he's still good in the passing game as well. You mentioned Ethan Davis. He's not really shown us enough because he's been hurt. I like what I'm seeing out of Jack Van Dorslayer coming off the bench, though. I feel like whenever Kitselman is gone next year, he's going to have a big part in this offense, and I've got no concerns about him being able to step in and play a big role right away next year. So it is a B for the tight end room so far on the season. Lots of room for improvement, but I think that this room can do it. You just got to settle down a little bit. You got to make some plays.
I agree.
Offensive line. I have a hard time not giving them an A+, but I'm going to be a little bit more conservative here, and I'm going to say an A. But they have vastly exceeded my expectations for this season. We knew coming in that it was going to be a lot of new pieces, a lot of dependable pieces, at least so we think, or so we thought coming in, but a lot of new pieces. We didn't know how they were going to gel. You've been without your 5-star freshman David Sanders for most of the season, and it hasn't even looked like you've been without him. The pass blocking, you've kept Joey Aguilar upright for most of the season. I think it's 3 sacks on the season so far, 1 in the Georgia game. There was 2 against Mississippi State, but only one of them was a true sack, in my opinion, where there was a miss on the offensive line. You missed a block or something, and Joey Aguilar ended up on his back. Other times it was
Mississippi State. I know for a fact they brought 6-7 people, and you can't block.
Exactly. And just so far this season, Joey Aguilar has helped out his offensive line by, if he gets in trouble, he's trying to make a play and get out of there, and he's actually getting positive yards as far as getting closer to that line of scrimmage instead of backing up and losing even more yards. The run blocking, I feel like there has been times where our offensive line has gotten blown back a little bit against the defensive line. You could improve a little bit there. But overall, this offensive line group, as put together as it has been so far, has vastly exceeded my expectations. I've got them in an A.
Yeah, I'm gonna go A+. I guess drink the Kool-Aid a little bit. A+ because you would have never been able to tell me that we've been missing a starter the whole season. And dare I say, I think we got more time in the pocket than we did last year. I don't think we have maybe as much of a push in the rush game, but I think it makes up for it with how Joey, a new quarterback coming in the system, how pivotal it is for him to have time in the pocket to make his decisions, to get his reads in, and XYZ. But like, he's been able to do that. So, and we've been able to prove that against the likes of a Georgia defensive line that obviously ain't as good as they have been in the past. But I mean, come on, we're kidding ourselves if we're not considering them top 10 in the nation. So, yeah, it's an A+ for me, and I do think they have room to improve. I mean, you move,
yes, absolutely.
You move Perry back to guard, David Sanders becomes that every down starter for you once he gets fully healthy. I mean,
yeah, are we gonna see an offensive line that rivals that 22 offensive line that was just spectacular? I mean, there was hardly any time that Hendon Hooker ended up on his back, and so far
I'm gonna give a lot of credit to Hendon Hooker.
I agree with that as well, but I give a lot of credit to Joey Aguilar as well.
Exactly.
I mean, the good quarterbacks make their offensive line look good, and that's what Hendon did. That's what Joey has done so far, but the offensive line has done their fair share as well. So offense as a whole, for me, I mean, it's an A. I had one A+ on there. I had a B. I mean, overall, there's a lot of A's on the board. How can you not have it at an A just based on the production so far this year? You're one of the highest scoring offenses in the country once again. I mean, there's no reason it should be anything less than an A. I can't give it an A+ because of that B to the tight end room.
That's a fact.
But it's an A.
No, it is an A. And yes, this is bad for a podcast, but dude, like, again, you got like a top 5 offense in the country. Like, it's an A. If anybody disagrees with that, yes, you're nitpicking. Like, and you have every right to do that. We have a lot of room. What I love about this grade is you're an A,
and there's so much room for improvement.
Man, like, it's an A, and you scored 41 on Georgia or whatever it was, and that still wasn't your best game. Like, I'm excited about if we could just get that game, and I hope it comes this week. Man, I want to bury Arkansas. I'm so tired of them saying that we haven't beat them since, like, what, 2007? I don't know. I don't even know what the year was. 2009.
I don't either.
But like, I am so hoping Tennessee unlocks it and the defense locks it. I mean, I really want a dominating game. We'll talk about it later, but yes, I hope it comes out. The game where everything comes together. So we're still looking for it.
Yeah. All right. Defensive side of the ball. I'll let you start off with the defensive line.
Defensive line is, I'm going to be harsh. And you're going to hate me, but it's a B-. It's a B- because I used to be so confident in no team running against us. Like, I could be like, you know, they do they call it a read option, but it's not really a read. Like, they're handing it off every time. And like, no matter who we were playing, if they were running it up the middle, I would just be like, nah, that ain't going to work. And I've been able to do that for like 3 straight years. Credit to Tim Banks and this defense. But where we've always struggled is in the passing game. I feel like it's almost a complete 180 this year. I feel like we're almost better in the pass game because of our D-line's pass rush than we are on the push than we get on the defensive rush defense, whatnot. Like, it's kind of for a couple of things. One, it almost makes me feel like we're not as strong. It makes me feel like we're fast, but we're not as strong. And physical. Like, man, I like to be the bigger, better team. Like, I get having speed on the D-line's great, but at some point you got to stand strong. 3rd and 3, get that stop. 3rd and 1, get that stop. And I feel like we've kind of struggled in that this year. So give me a B-. It's SEC. We need to be stronger up front.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be quite as harsh, but I'm still going to be very firm with my opinion. I've got a B+, but I'm also weighing one thing very heavily as far as why it's a B+ and not a B- where you have it. And that's the fact that, well, the health is part of it, but the total amount of sacks that Tennessee has this season.
They have.
This is one of the best pass rush defensive lines that I have seen in Tennessee, because you don't just have one guy that is getting back there. It's one play is Tyree West. One play is Joshua Joseph. Next play is going to be Boo Carter coming downhill.
Caleb Herring?
Jalen McMurray, Caleb Herring, Arion Carter. It doesn't matter. You've got so many different guys that are so hard to block, and they're winning their one-on-one matchups. There's no single person that you can double team and focus on if you're the opposing team's offense, because they're all so good at generating that pressure. Now, on the flip side, you hit pretty much every single thing. I have been so trustworthy in this Tennessee defensive front whenever it comes to defending the run game for the opposing team, and they've let me down this year. It's like we've got a bunch of guys that they're great at the pass rush, but they're not so disciplined whenever it comes to the run defense.
Something as simple as contain, man. Like, they're so worried about getting upfield, they just lose containment.
Yes, they lose containment because, like you said, they're getting too far upfield. So that's something I need to see some improvement on overall. The health is another thing, as you mentioned. You've had a lot of unhealthy guys on the front line. I am super excited because we're supposed to have David Haas back this week. That's definitely going to help on the defensive line.
Jackson Moy back.
Jackson Moy should be back as well. So that should definitely help having those two guys back. But I'm going to go B+. I am weighing that sack statistic in very heavy whenever it comes to how I grade this defensive line group.
And that's probably the fair grade because, I mean, our tackles for loss numbers are also like skyrocketed. I mean, I think we're averaging over 10 tackles for loss a game, which is insane. That's fair. It just, to me, I'm weighing the rush defense more than the pass defense. Because rush defense, in my opinion, is solely the front seven, and I'm including the tight ends. Pass defense it's all right. It's secondary linebackers and defensive line. So no, I think your grade's fair. I'm being a little bit harsh, but they deserve it, in my opinion.
Yeah. So
get better
linebacker group. Linebackers, I have them at I'm going to go in A-. Because
he got a lot of tackles, Arion Carter.
I mean, he's a leading tackler in the SEC, one of the leading tacklers in the nation as well. But he can't do it by himself. I mean, Jeremiah Thielander has had some good games. He's played well at times, but he's also made a lot of mistakes. I love what I'm seeing from Edwin Spielman as well, but he's also making some mistakes.
He's young too. I mean,
he is. The run defense from them is not 100% where I'd like to see it either. They're still good in pass defense. They've really impressed me as far as their pass coverage goes this year. There's still lots of room for improvement there. But overall, it's an A- for me. There's still lots of room for improvement for this group. But I also like what I see overall from that group. Arion Carter has really stepped up this year. And, he's getting a lot of tackles, but he's also doing a good job of manning that defense, being the captain of that defense, getting guys in place. But there's still at times as well where I feel like we're out of position. We're not reading the offense right, making the right reads, and audibling on defense to try to get into the correct defense that we need. So still some room for improvement, but an A- for the linebacker group.
I am also going to go not A-. I'm going to go B+ here because I do feel like Arion Carter's carrying the room.
That's fair.
We're not a true 2D. I like Ben Bolton's great. I think there's a significant talent drop off. Unfortunately, I think he's smart. I think he's putting himself in the right position. I think he gets everybody else around him in the right position. I think that's why he plays. But as far as playmaking ability, it's just not there. And it's just not a deep room. Not a deep room that I was expecting at the beginning of the year. But I think that Thielander and Spielman will get better as the season goes on. You got to remember, Edwin Spielman's just now getting his first true playing time. He didn't really play last year. He was hurt. Didn't get in the rotation as much. He did play a little bit, but not as much. I mean, this year he's pretty much a certified co-starter with Thielander. So no, I think Arion's just carrying the shoulders too much, and B+ I'm solid with. Arion Carter's getting a lot of tackles. That's awesome. Would like for him to not have as many tackles because it's showing that the running game is getting to that second level.
Yeah,
and I think that's what's aiding to that tackle number, right? So, but that's not his fault. He's doing his job, and that's why it's a B+ for me.
Yeah. All right. Secondary. Where are you at with the secondary group?
I'm gonna put one out in the fairway. I'm gonna go B here. I think B is a really good grade considering Colton Hood is, again, in my opinion, carrying the room. Colton Hood, Boo Carter's making some plays, but not been consistent, in my opinion. He had one really good game, by the way, against, was it Georgia or Mississippi State, where he just freaking popped off?
That was that UAB? It was UAB, wasn't it?
Was it UAB? Yeah, it might have been UAB because he had that one was dumb because he had 2 forced fumbles. I don't know. It was insane, but Boo doing Boo things, right?
Yeah.
I wish that was a little bit more consistent. In my opinion, even though he's got an interception, turn time's not been. I didn't see that jump that I was expecting to see this year. I think
he has had a lot more tackles this year, but I think that it kind of attributes as well to the
saying
run
coverage
defense.
wise. Like,
oh yeah, coverage wise, yeah.
He's getting beat. He's getting beat. There's too many replays of a pass getting thrown, and he's the nearest guy, and he's just not there. Wrong place, wrong time. Turrentine needs to step up just a little bit, but I do know that there's some young guys playing. Ty Redmond, Idris Farouk. Love what I'm seeing out of the guys, but youth, right? So I think B is fair.
So I'm actually going to be I'm going to be a little bit higher on this group. I'm going to say A- for this group. A lot of it is because of that youth, and they've impressed me so far. I mean, how can we not be impressed by what Colton Hood has done? I mean, the injury to Jermon McCoy at the beginning of the season, and then not to mention Ricky Gibson going down, what was it, week 1 or week 2 as well, and he's just stepped in, and it's like one of those guys is still out there. And then Ty Redmond, yeah, he got exposed a little bit against Georgia, but man, before that game and since that game, he doesn't look like a freshman out there, a true freshman at that. He's really impressed. I love what I'm seeing from guys like Jalen McMurray. Boo Carter has kind of been on and off a little bit. I'd love to see more consistency from him. Idris Farouk can definitely use some work in coverage, but man, that dude is a headhunter. He's going to lay a lick on you no matter where you're at on the field. Andre Turrentine, you said it. I would have expected a little bit more out of him this year. He is still getting beat at times. But overall, I feel like he's definitely improved upon what he showed us last year. But yes, a lot of room for improvement for him as well. And you mentioned it. I feel like the passing defense overall has improved and been more of the strength of this defense than the run defense has been. Still, overall, I've already mentioned it a couple of times, lots of room for improvement on the pass defense overall, but especially in the secondary. But they're not giving up big plays. They're keeping everything in front of them for the most part. And I really like what I see from that. It's a lot of bend, don't break from this defense. And I feel like the only reason they're giving up as many points as they have so far is because the offense has put them in some bad situations at times with the turnovers, giving a lot of short field. And sometimes it's hard on the defense to try to not break at that point. So my secondary grade is a A- for this group.
I like it. And I don't know why I didn't mention Jalen McMurray. He's, in my opinion, one of the top defensive backs in the room, and he is the leading tackler of the defensive backs. So yes, he is doing great things. Love that he's healthy this year. Because I'm telling you, losing Jacoby Thomas, like I'm still butthurt about that. I miss Jacoby Thomas a lot. He was our hard hitting defensive back that just absolutely laid the wood in Oklahoma, and it's on like every highlight reel, but everybody barely shows it because they know he's not on the team anymore. But yeah, it that's fair grade.
Yeah. Defense as a whole, I'm gonna go a B+. For the defense as a whole. The defensive line group has a lot of room for improvement. Linebackers, a lot of room for improvement. Secondary, a lot of room for improvement. But overall, as bad as the stats might show Tennessee's defense, because they've given up the most points out of any team in the SEC so far this season, I already mentioned those points a lot of times has been the offense put the defense in a bad situation. And sometimes the defense just can't completely hold like they need to. I feel like when the defense has been in a good situation, they've done a good job of bending, not breaking, which is kind of what Tim Banks' defense is built upon, what this offense allows the defense to do, because the defense is going to be on the field for a whole lot of time during a game. So I feel like if they were put in some better situations, we'd have some better stats. Defense is fine in my opinion. It just needs to improve. So I've got a B+ overall for this defense.
B- for me. B-. Too low and too many statisticals to category. I don't care what the offense has done to the defense. And I do understand, like in a game against Mississippi State, you start the game on a 3-and-out, and the freaking special teams fumbles the punt, and then your defense is right back on the field. But you got to respond to that. You got to respond to adverse situations, and they didn't. They gave up a touchdown right after that. So there's definitely some improvements to be made. Too many points are getting put on the board, period. Even against the smaller competition, like the games where I think UAB, we gave up nearly 30 points or something like that. Because I don't know, it's just things like that and I get it. Some of that's in garbage time, and I don't care. Like, where are the shutouts? Where are the 7-point only? I need to see a little bit more aggression on the defense as a whole. Physicality, man. I mean, it's Tennessee. We're supposed to be the stronger team, and I don't think we have been on the defensive side of the ball. I think we've been fast on the defensive side of the ball, and I think that's why you're seeing the difference in the rush defense versus pass defense this year. So we got to figure out a way to balance that.
Special teams, it's a C for me.
Oh, it's worse than that.
I mean, for me here, Max Gilbert overall, yes, you've got the miss against Georgia. I don't fully blame that on him. The miss against Mississippi State. All right, so
how do you not blame that on him?
Look, I'll explain.
I'm not saying he lost the game. I'm saying, how do you not blame the missed kick on him?
Look, I'll explain. And we talked about it after that Georgia game. He got out of his rhythm because they rushed him onto the field.
They did. With the timeout in the pocket.
It could have been handled a whole lot better. He was out of his rhythm. And, even though I didn't play football, you weren't a kicker. We know that it's about rhythm for a kicker. You've got to be in your rhythm, in your zone, and he got out of that zone because of being rushed onto the field like that.
Yep. Should
he have still made it? Absolutely. But I don't fully blame that on him as far as the situation as a whole.
But that's not the reason why my grade is and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's a D.
I know.
But he's not the only reason. But it's a D for me. I mean, it's dang near failing.
Yeah, I mean, the special teams needs a lot of improvement. I mean, making bad decisions as far as when to return a kick, when to catch a kick and not let it roll. I mean, you're not. I was going to say, yeah, you mentioned it right there. Just catch the ball. I mean, we've got, 3 muff punts already this year, one of them resulting in a turnover, maybe even 2 of them resulting in a turnover. I mean, kickoff is fine. You got Josh Tuberville putting it in the end zone just about every time. Kick return is okay. I mean, you get what you can out of that, and I feel like Tennessee's kick returns have done well. But, man, you can definitely tell Tennessee is missing Mike Eckler on the special team side of the ball right now. It's not the same as it has been over the last few years.
Crazy the difference that you can see in a special teams coach, because you're 100% right. I forgot Mike Eckler was no longer here, and you absolutely, and you see a difference in the aggression. I mean, when's the last time you seen Tennessee actually try to block a punt?
Yeah, exactly.
They haven't. They didn't even try to block the punt when they freaking fake punt and still got the first down. We were playing punt safe. And they still faked it and got the first down because we're just not locked in. Like, just so many things special team wise that it's a D, right? I don't know. It's bad. They got to turn it around.
Yeah, absolutely. Still lots of room for improvement. The segment went a little bit long, but I felt like, with the 5 weeks of ball we've seen from Tennessee so far, we had to go a little bit in depth on it. And I feel like we hit every single part that we needed to. We expect a lot of improvement over the next couple of weeks. But this team has still got everything in front of them, and they're still playing great ball. Don't get us wrong at all. I mean, we're nitpicking on a lot of stuff. There's a lot of obvious things, but we're nitpicking on stuff.
Yeah, orange glasses are on, and we're saying A+ to everything if we kick a field goal against Georgia.
I mean, that's
but
fair. Yeah.
Because they didn't. I mean, national media would be doing the same thing. They'd be piping us up in the top 5 if we kicked a field goal. It's crazy how a single play can change the trajectory of like the media on a team and stuff like that. So
100%.
But yeah, I agree with you 100%. What's the next segment?
Yeah, let's move on to segment 2. We're going to give a little bit of Arkansas preview, but before we do that, Skylar, will you give us our segment 2 sponsor?
I mean, I guess if you ask nicely, I'm joking.
Please.
Our segment 2 sponsor is P&L Business Services. We know firsthand that getting your monthly reporting, invoicing, bill pay, taxes, and other essential business services right is critical. That's why at P&L Business Services, we go beyond bookkeeping by providing you with everything you need in your back office so you can have your time back and the peace of mind to do what you love most, which is building your business. Behind every successful business is a great bookkeeper. So, without further ado, if this is something that you feel like you struggle with, right? You lack, you're stressed out, right? We already talked about this, and you lack the sense of urgency with the customer service because you're so worried about the things on the back end, then this is the perfect opportunity for you to just go to pnlbusinessservices.com, get a consultation through them, see how they can help you, and even if they don't take over everything, right? Because they're, I know I'm like a big trustworthy person. Like, it's kind of hard to give up all of that. I feel like it's my responsibility, but let them take something off, whether it's payroll or just the accounting or whatever. Let them have a chance to show you how they work and help you out in the long run. P&L Business Services, we appreciate your continued support.
So Tennessee and Arkansas.
I'm excited about this one.
I'm excited.
You want to know why my defense has such a low grade?
They're getting ready for this game?
No. In the words of an Arkansas player, there are holes in this defense.
But you know what? He's not exactly wrong.
No, he's not. No, I mean, that's why. I mean, I was being kind of serious. But what I'm hoping that this does, I do really hope that's bulletin board material. I hope Arkansas doesn't score 17 points. I'm so tired of people saying that Arkansas's offense is good. And yes, they have good players. But if Arkansas's offense was so good, why did they fire their head coach?
And I can also turn that around to Arkansas and say, hey, there's a lot of holes in that defense. I mean, did anybody watch that Notre Dame game? The game that resulted in Sam Pittman being fired? I mean, 42 points at halftime. They scored on all 6 offensive possessions. I mean, it was just, I turned the game off at halftime. I mean,
Notre Dame was playing NCAA. Ooh, like it was.
Jeremiah Love had himself a day.
They found holes in that defense.
They found a lot of holes. But I do like Taylor Green at quarterback for Arkansas. He's without a doubt the difference maker on this team. I mean, I believe he's the 3rd leading passer in the SEC as far as passing yards go, behind Ty Simpson, which is a surprise. And then Joey Aguilar is number 2. But going into the bye week, Taylor Green and Joey Aguilar were 1 and 2 in the SEC as far as passing yards go. On the season, he's thrown he's 98 of 158, which is good for a 62% completion percentage, just shy of 1,400 yards passing at 1,398. He's thrown 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He has been sacked 6 times so far this season. And he is also Arkansas's leading rusher. He has run the ball 54 times this season for 441 yards and 2 touchdowns. So definitely a dual threat that Tennessee's going to have to watch out for. You're going to have guys like Arion Carter spying on defense every single play. That way you can account for Taylor Green running the ball, because he's going to. There's no question about it. And I think Tennessee has got to look back on last year's film of Arkansas to see how they defended Taylor Green, because they took him out of the game to the point where he did end up getting hurt. And it was the backup quarterback for Arkansas that actually won them the game, because they didn't have a game plan for him. They weren't ready for him. And all he did was just run the ball. He didn't pass the ball, but maybe, 5 times the entire game last season. But it was enough to beat Tennessee. And you can say all you want about, well, Tennessee let them score that last touchdown. Yeah, to give their offense a chance to try to go down the field and score. Obviously, we know what happened after that. But Taylor Green, he is much improved from last year. He does have some weapons on the outside as well. I do think Tennessee's pass rush is going to have a field day once again, because their offensive line is not very strong overall. So I think Tennessee's going to have a good day. I think Taylor Green's going to have some success, but Tennessee should win this game and should cover this 12.5.
I agree with the very last part you said, especially, but I'll tell you this is what scares me a little bit. But I think this is because they still have, this is what I'm hanging my hat on. I think it's because they still had a little bit of belief in the season, but they did go toe to toe with Ole Miss.
They did.
Had a chance to win that game and fumbled late. And it goes to show that I don't think Arkansas is lacking talent. I think they were lacking the coaching, the leadership, whatever you want to call it. And they started losing belief. And I truly think Memphis was a look over spot. Like they just kind of assumed they were going to beat Memphis. And then they fumbled again late in the game. And then I think that's where Arkansas's souls were crushed, honestly. I mean, I think that's where the give up mentality started to set in, as they absolutely got mollywopped against Notre Dame. Now, they do have a change at head coach, obviously.
A familiar face.
Yep, Petrino. Obviously went from Arkansas. Several stops. He was the head coach at Louisville for a while, and now he's found himself back in Arkansas, and has interest in wanting to be the head coach down the road. I don't know if that's going to happen, but
is he driving his Harley up to Knoxville? Do you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
I hope he has a police escort. So
I was gonna say neck brace or no. Yeah. Man, we need to make sure they stay down. I always talk about keeping the foot on the tiger's neck, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You better not let Arkansas wake up, because right now they are down bad, and we need to kick the dead horse. All right, and make sure they don't get up, because if you give them an opportunity to get up, man, they can bite you. No kidding.
Absolutely.
And so I need Tennessee to get off to a fast start like we did most of the season. In the first quarter, let's score 2 or 3 touchdowns. Let's get out ahead. Defense needs to start, early, 3 and out. Especially if it's a perfect world, in my opinion, we win the toss and we take the ball. We go down and score. You get the 3 and out, and then you go down and score again. And next thing you know, Arkansas has got the ball with 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and they're down 14-0. That's a perfect start. And that's where I think Tennessee can really put the throttle down and win and take over. But we here's the problem. You've seen Tennessee kind of let off in the second quarter and allow a team to come back. We can't have that. We need to go into halftime 28-10 or whatever and keep it on them. All right. And so I think Tennessee has the opportunity to do that. I think the matchup bodes well for the Vols, and I really want to see this defense step up, even if that means a sacrifice in our offense. If our offense only scores 30, 35 points, still good, but I do not want to see Arkansas score 20. Like, with all due respect, it's not even like my bettor's mentality, because of course I took the under, but man, I do not want Arkansas to have any lick of success offensively, because I feel like they'll feed off of that too well. So I need Tennessee to stay above and keep them down.
Yeah, and Arkansas has got a history of coming into Knoxville and playing some good games with Tennessee.
I'm worried about this game, man.
Yeah, I mean, you look back in 2015.
It's like the Florida thing, dude.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, you look at I've got the history of this matchup pulled up here, and you look back at 2015. Arkansas came into Knoxville and won 24-20 that year. You did, going back to 2007. That's where you beat a good Arkansas team with a Heisman runner-up in Darren McFadden and just completely shut him down. I mean, that was a pretty good blowout. But then going back to 2002, that was a 6 overtime game that Tennessee did eventually pull out. You look at the 98 season, where it took the stumble and fumble from Brett Sterner to win that game 28-24 en route to the national title. I mean, there's several very close games, both in Knoxville and in Little Rock, but especially in Knoxville between these two teams. It's like Arkansas is not afraid to come into Knoxville and play ball. And I know history can only tell you so much, but I mean, you mentioned it. It's almost like a psyche type thing, like you said with Florida. I mean, going down to the swamp, it's something about when Tennessee goes down there, they just don't play well. And Arkansas, when they come to Knoxville, they tend to play well. So it does make me a little bit nervous. I am very, very interested to see what Arkansas's defense does look like, though, because, I mean, they've literally fired everybody on the defensive side of the ball. So, I mean,
everybody.
I mean, yeah, you're probably got a bunch of grad assistants, things like that on the defensive side of the ball, but can it be much worse than what we saw against Notre Dame? I mean, can it really? That's a great question that I'm curious to see. I really think that Tennessee does outmatch Arkansas in most areas, especially when it comes to offense versus defense. I think Tennessee can put up points at will in this game, but also Arkansas can turn around and they can put up points as well. I need to see a lot from this defense on Saturday. I do think Tennessee wins. I think they cover in this game. That over under, that's close. I mean, just a spoiler there. Kind of looking towards Jake, saying that might be a best bet as far as the under side of things in this game. But I can see this being a 30-20 type ball game, or I can see it on the complete flip side. It could be a 56-48 type ball game. I kind of lean more towards it could be more of a lower scoring game, but it could absolutely go either way.
Yeah. I agree with you 100% there. Tennessee needs to get back on track and get their first SEC win handily, in my opinion. This has got to be one that you got to take advantage of the semi-easy schedule here, and you got to beat Arkansas stress-free. That's never going to happen, but you need to go into the fourth quarter knowing you won the game. That would be really nice.
Yes, this would be the perfect opportunity to see Tennessee play a full 4-quarter game.
That's
because we have yet to see that this season. We need to see a full 4-quarter game to give you confidence going into the following week. I mean, I'm not looking ahead by any means right now, and Tennessee, I know for a fact, is not either, because they've got their full attention focused on Arkansas right now. And if they don't, then there's problems that we need to talk about next week. But you need to see a full 4-quarter ball game from offense, defense, special teams in this ball game.
That's right. Now, I agree with it. Is there anything else you want to hit up on this game before we get into our picks?
No, I mean, unfortunately, we weren't able to have our good friends from Halls on the Hill onto the podcast tonight. They're actually live right now as well on their own podcast, so neither was able to come on this week because of that. It would have been great to be able to talk some ball. Only other thing that I'm going to ask you is Tennessee wins the ball game if. To me, or for me, it's they just play Tennessee ball. As long as you play Tennessee ball, offense and defense, I think you win this game. You win it handily.
Last time I did this, I failed miserably because I thought we were going to rush the ball really well in Mississippi State. I don't know if Tennessee wins if they do this, but I know it gives them a way better opportunity and a chance. And we haven't seen it this year, but I'm going to keep asking for it until we get it. But 0 turnovers. Not even win the turnover margin.
Yeah.
Don't freaking have a turnover. I asked for that against Mississippi State, and we commit 3 of them. So probably just jinxed us there. Sorry about that. But, I mean, I need Tennessee to protect the ball. Stop turning the ball over, whether it's special teams, whether it's interceptions that get batted. I don't care how they happen. We gotta stop turning the ball over. We got to protect the ball and score when we got the ball.
Yep. I completely agree with you, man. So let's go ahead and get into our pick segment. But before we do that, I will give you our segment 3 sponsor, and that sponsor is Kaizen Painting. Do you want a colorful life? Kaizen is a painting and drywall company that provides residential, commercial, exterior, and interior services. At Kaizen Painting, we understand the importance of a beautifully painted home and properly installed and repaired drywall. We're here to bring your vision to life. We care about providing you with a personalized, efficient, and quality service. If you live in Knoxville and surroundings, contact us for a free estimate at KaizenPainting.com. Color your life the Kaizen ways. So, opening matchup of the weekend. This is going to be a good one. Alabama traveling to Como to play against Missouri. Alabama, a 3-point favorite on the road. What say you in this one, Skylar?
I think Alabama blows them out.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yes, I do. I think Alabama. What was the game? Was it last year that Alabama blew them out? What was the game that was kind of like, oh, this might be a close game, and then Alabama
last year was the shutout in Tuscaloosa where Missouri was threatening to score late, and Kalen DeBoer put the starters back in and said, no, we're not letting them score in this ball game.
We're talking about. Hear me out. Alabama had a bad game against Florida State, and I think they completely flipped the script. Credit to them. Can't believe they did it, but I think Kalen DeBoer had to do it, or else those are going to get ugly down there in T-Town. But we're talking about a Missouri team that gets talked about how well their running back is, and Ahmad Hardy, and he is running the ball very well. Their best win is against South Carolina, who lost 31-7 to Vanderbilt. I hate to compare and whatnot, but I really think Missouri's not a good football team. I think they've had a very lax schedule. And credit to them, they've taken advantage of it. But I think they're about to get smacked in the mouth here. I really think they're about to go into, I don't know. I don't see this being a close game. I think Alabama keeps a foot on the gas, and I think they're really wanting to carry the fight to Tennessee. Not that they're overlooking Missouri for the Tennessee game, but I think even Alabama knows the Tennessee game is a bigger game than Missouri. As much as the media wants to push this game, I understand game day's there and all that. Game day is there, right?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I would say probably so.
I'm almost positive game days there. I just think it's weird. I second guess it because it's a noon game, but I'm almost positive game days there or whatever. But either way, maybe not game day. Maybe Josh Pate's going there. I know somebody's going to this game because game day could be going to Indiana, Oregon.
It could also be SEC Nation is going there. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I messed that up. Probably should have thought about that before I said it on podcast, but we're live. It is what it is. I'd own that. Alabama blows them out. I mean, just keep. I don't see this being close. I really don't.
So here's what I'll say as far
Flip
as
it up.
Here's what I'll say as far as Tennessee goes. Best case scenario is Alabama wins this game and wins it big.
Yeah,
that would be best case scenario for Tennessee. I'm not as down on Missouri as a lot of people are. I know they've played a light schedule this year. They have not played much competition. Their best win is a South Carolina team that, as you said, did get blown out by Vanderbilt. Their running back's good. I also think that Bo Pribula is good. I've got Missouri winning this game at home. I think that they win this game outright. I don't think Missouri makes the playoffs this year. I'm not saying that, but I think that they remember what happened in that game last year against Alabama on the road. Eli Drinkwitz is one of those coaches like Josh Heupel. He keeps his receipts.
We stand on business, Josh.
Yeah, they do stand on business. But I do think in this game, Skeeter's going to love me saying this. I think Missouri gets a win over Alabama.
So if they beat Alabama, how do you not have them go into the playoff? I mean, their next game is Auburn, Vanderbilt, A&M, Mississippi State, Oklahoma, Arkansas. So you have them losing to A&M, Oklahoma, and Vanderbilt, or I mean.
I think they dropped games along the way. I don't know exactly who they dropped to yet.
How did they get away? How did Missouri get away with only 4 away games, by the way? That's insane.
That's a great question. But here's what I'll also say to kind of back my pick here is, other than, throw out that Georgia game from last week because Alabama always plays good against Georgia. Kalen DeBoer has not played well on the road so far since he's been in Alabama.
Now, that's a fact. But it is at noon. I think that kind of helps. But
I do think it would help.
But that is a good point. Kalen DeBoer's road record is god awful.
Yeah. So
I think he has a losing record on the road.
I think he does as well. I don't know his exact record, but I do think that that's correct. So I've got Missouri winning this game.
That a boy. I still think it's a blowout, man.
It could be.
What if it would suck if Alabama won by like a touchdown because then we're both wrong. That's how my by the way, guys, for that's how my bets are on the 247 Sportsbook app. It's always right in the middle. I take them to cover, I take them to win, and it always happens somewhere in the middle. It's fine.
Yeah. All right, next game on the slate, it is Wazoo coming down to Ole Miss. Ole Miss a 32.5-point favorite in this game. This is Ole Miss, and it's not even close.
Do we want to do a point spread on this one?
Let's do a point spread because I think Ole Miss covers.
You think Ole Miss covers?
I think Ole Miss covers.
Let me hold up because my gut feeling says they won't cover. What time is this game?
This game's at 12:45 Eastern.
I think Ole Miss covers.
So it doesn't matter.
North Texas isn't a bad. We ended up doing the same thing anyways. Ole Miss, or let's see, Washington State played North Texas. By the way, North Texas is really good FBS score right now, or group, whatever, non-power 4. They lost 59-10. Yeah, I'll take Ole Miss to beat them. Bob, I would say that same margin.
All right, so next game on the slate, it's the Red River rivalry, Oklahoma and Texas. And I'm going to start on this one because I don't think I agree with you and Jake on this one. Just a little spoiler. This is my WTF of the week. This is Oklahoma should be favored in this game. Even if John Mateer doesn't play, the play of Arch Manning at Texas so far has been god awful. I don't care how good that Texas defense is. Oklahoma's defense is good too. And I think that Michael Hawkins at Oklahoma, if he does play, if John Mateer does not play, I think he can lead Oklahoma to a win in this game. I've got Oklahoma winning this game.
Give me the horns. So I think Texas will win this game. I think them losing to Florida is an absolute gut check, and they have to get right. This is Oklahoma. I think worst case scenario was Texas losing to Florida, in my opinion, because now even Arch knows that. Dang, not dang I suck, but like dang I got to get a lot better. I just truly believe that Steve Stark, he knows. He's got to put in a game plan around Arch to his strengths, right? Let him run the ball a little bit, and maybe down the field throwing ain't hit, because I'm telling you, Arch, you can blame that offensive line all you want to. Arch holds that ball way too much, and he's got to get rid of that ball. And I just think that they got to get a game plan together. I think this is, I don't know what the over under is on Action 247, but like slam the under. This could literally be an Alabama LSU like 9-6 ball game. I kid you not.
It very well could be.
Neither of these offenses are great. Even with John Mateer, in my opinion, are they elite? Think about the Auburn Oklahoma game, 16-10 or something like that. Whatever that game was. I mean, it's super low scoring. I could see this even being lower scoring. I do think Texas edges them out. I think Oklahoma may have a little bit of a Texas problem, dare I say. But give me the Longhorns.
All right,
and I add, as a Vol fan, we really need Texas to win this game.
I'll agree with that. I just don't think that they do. I think Oklahoma's a better team.
I think you're right, but I think we're putting way too much weight on the quarterback matchup alone, and we're not looking at the full team. But
so I'll look at the team too. I think that now, do I think Texas has got better weapons overall? Yes, I do. But you can only do so much with those weapons if you can't get the ball to them. And as far as the defensive side of the ball goes, I think Texas has got a good defense. But, Brent Venables, he's a defensive-minded coach. That defense is very good, too. And I think that defense for Oklahoma is going to play a little bit better than Texas defense. I do agree. I could see a path to where this is a, 6-3, 9-3, 9-6 type ball game, something low-scoring like that. I could see a 14-7 ball game like we saw in the Ohio State game. I just feel like Oklahoma is the better team in this matchup. I think that the way that John Mateer, even if he's not healthy, the way that he played beforehand, I think is still going to be better than what we're going to see from Arch. And I think Michael Hawkins, if he plays, I think is better than what we're going to see from Arch in this game. So that's why I've got OU. Just looking at, not even just looking at the quarterback matchup. I think the overall picture of this as well.
That'll work.
All right, next game, it is Arkansas traveling to Knoxville to play against the Vols. Tennessee, a 12.5-point favorite in this contest.
I'm taking the Vols, and I'm agreeing with you. BVS says that we're not going to cover. My heart to feel happy and restore hope that we're going to make the playoff says we need to cover. So I'm going to go with my hope, and Tennessee has another opportunity to let me down, but give me Tennessee to cover. I will add, I do think the under is hit here. I do not see both these teams scoring 40 or 35 plus.
I can see a path to that, but the most likely scenario is, like you said, that it's going to be a lower scoring game, kind of a 35-24 type ball game, 31-23. I hope it's bigger than that. I hope it's like 35 to. I hope that it's 35-17 type spread instead of 35-20 or 35-23 or something like that, because then that means the Tennessee covers. But I can see a path to a high scoring game. But I think lower scoring is more likely. Tennessee wins and Tennessee covers in this contest. Next game on the slate, it is Florida coming off the big win against Texas, traveling to College Station to play against the Aggies.
Did Florida fix their problems?
No, not at all. Matter of fact, we're going to see Texas A&M win this game and win this game big on Saturday.
I think I agree with you. I feel like A&M I think they're good. Here's the problem. I think, not that it's a problem, I think they're getting very fortunate in the timing of their games. Like Mississippi State goes into overtime, a nail biter with Tennessee, and come up just short for a program that really hasn't been in that position in a long time. And then, oh, by the way, you got A&M the very next week. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of hangover there. So kudos to A&M. They took advantage of it. Now you got Florida. just beat Texas. Everybody's buying back into Billy Napier. Some of them are kind of mad because all it is prolong the inevitable. But however you feel on that situation, but now you got A&M getting another fortunate break here where Florida's coming off a big win. Is there going to be a hangover here? I don't know. If we both agree that Florida still has some problems that they can't fix, man, is this schedule falling into place for A&M in some very fortunate situations. But I do think A&M gets a big win.
Yeah, I think they do as well. I like what I've seen from Marcel Reed. He's got his issues as well. Didn't have his best game against Mississippi State, especially in that first half, but he really turned it on in the second half. Texas A&M's defense is still really good. I think that they're going to make the college football playoffs this year because I think this is one of those type years where everything is falling into place for Texas A&M. Do I think there's still going to be a loss somewhere along the way? Yeah, nobody's going to go undefeated this year. But I think Texas A&M is going to make their way into the college football playoffs just because this, in my opinion, everything is falling into place for them this season. But, yeah, I've got them covering against Florida this weekend for sure. Next game, it is Deep South's oldest rivalry. Don't know why the spread is not on there, but Georgia going up against Arkansas. Let me pull that up just a second.
Still 4.5?
Georgia is a 3.5 point favorite. Over under in this contest is 46.5.
It's a move to Auburn, son. No way, bro. Give me Georgia to cover. Ain't even close.
Give me Georgia to cover as well because I think Auburn, as far as the defense goes, can hang in this game. I just don't think they can score enough points to beat Georgia. So I've got Georgia in this game as well. So last contest of the evening, it is South Carolina traveling to Baton Rouge to play against LSU. I, at the beginning of the season, said that I thought South Carolina goes into Baton Rouge and they get a win in this contest, but that was when I thought South Carolina was a dark horse to make the college football playoffs. They are not that. Now, here's what I will say. I think if South Carolina comes into Baton Rouge and they do get a win against LSU, Brian Kelly's fired. It might not be after this game in particular, but at the end of the season, Brian Kelly is fired if he loses this game. Because I think at that point, LSU season goes down the drain. They have nothing to play for at that point, which is why I think LSU is going to win this game. I think it's going to be close. I don't know if LSU covers that 8.5. I think it's going to be a touchdown spread. But I think LSU does win this game.
Yeah, I've got really nothing to lose. I'm beating you by like 30 games. So give me South Carolina. I think they go into Baton Rouge in a game that nobody's talking about and just absolutely pull a stunner. I think South Carolina's not a bad team, man. I really don't think so. And LSU, mind you, a really good defense. In fact, I'd even say they're one of the best defenses in the conference. Thus in the nation, but their offense is terrible. Okay, like if South Carolina can find a way to score, and force LSU's hand, man, I don't know. Give me South Carolina to pull a massive upset here, because they have dropped a couple games they probably weren't anticipating to at the beginning of the year. But I'm so ready to see the Brian Kelly era just absolutely collapse. And what better way would it than to start right here when LSU fans are dying for a night game and they get it? And man, if it blows up in their face, that would be beautiful. So give me the Gamecocks.
Yeah, so you alluded to it, the pick segment. It's not going my way this year, that's for sure. I'm down by 15 games right now.
Not bad.
Credit to you for hitting 2, I believe, upset picks so far this season.
I mean, so that's just padding the stats. I've still got less losses. So, I mean, either way you want to look at it, it's fine. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's still a lot left. I will say it's not looking good for me. That's for sure.
We ain't even halfway through the season. You got ground to make up, especially if I keep picking, South Carolina over LSU. Fine.
All right. Do you have an upset pick of the week this week?
So, what's the updated line? Because I was on a game very early, and you know this. And so I don't know how you feel if I was able to keep that game because I was on it so early, or if I should pick another game.
Okay, I know which game you're talking about now. Let me look that up.
Yes, because the
time
line
is
came
this?
out on it early, so I thought it was that week's game, but it was actually for next week, and I wasn't paying attention.
Is that the late game?
It is a late.
That's big noon kickoff. No, it's 2:30.
Yeah,
all right, so
somewhere in the middle.
So that line, according to Action 247, is Oregon -7.
So it did move. Okay.
Yes, it moved in Indiana's favor. So,
well, I feel like I was right on that then. I got it when it was at 10.5 last week, man.
So if you're still looking, I've got one that I think
you go
I'm
ahead. I'm gonna
confident
keep looking
in.
for a new one.
Really, I'm not confident in too many games so far this week, but oh man, I'm down between two of them. You know what? I'm gonna pull the trigger. I'm gonna go against a team that has not played well all season long. Clemson going on the road right now is a 14-point favorite to Boston College, and Boston College is a team that absolutely can pull an upset. They've shown it before. I think they've shown it before this season as well, and I think 14 points is way too many. I think that Clemson might win this game, but this is going to be a very, very close game that Boston College could pull out. So I've got Boston College as a 14-point underdog at home, beating Clemson outright.
I never want to do this. North Texas versus USF does look interesting, and the winner of that game is most likely going to be in the playoff as the the group of five school, I guess if you want to call it that.
You're leaving out one very important team in that, but
North Texas USF?
Memphis?
Nah. I said the winner of that's most likely. I didn't say it was guaranteed. It's fine. I think I'm going to pull the trigger on one. Can you look up, please, for me? Because I'm not looking on Action 247. I don't have it on my desktop. Could you look up, dare I say, Virginia Tech over Georgia Tech?
That was my other game. That's a Georgia Tech, a 14.5-point favorite at home. So that was the other game that I was looking at.
And I'm a Georgia Tech fan, bro. Like, not really, but I love Haynes King, and I think he's doing great things.
But here's the thing:
Virginia Tech ain't that bad of a football team. They've had a hard schedule, and I don't know where they are health wise. I don't follow that team, but I'm telling you, if Georgia Tech overlooks them, they could absolutely lose this game. So therefore, I'm gonna take Virginia Tech.
And they've played so much better since firing their coach as well. And how many times have we seen Georgia Tech get behind against a team that they should absolutely dominate and end up having to make a comeback at the end? It happened just a couple of weeks ago against Wake Forest. Had to win on either an overtime or a 2-point conversion at the end, something like that, just to win the ball game. So that was the other game that I was trying to decide between. So I love that pick. And if history, tells us anything, because I didn't pick that game and you did, you're going to win this week and I'm going to lose. So I mean that's just the way it normally goes. So
I mean, you got to pick first, so you can't be mad.
I know, and I should have just flipped a coin as far as which one I wanted to.
We don't like Dabo in this family. Jeremy says I like the Boston pick because we always love when Clemson loses. So the UCLA Michigan State game, another possibility there. Yes, I had UCLA on my radar, but I just think that was a one-off. I don't see how they could follow that up. But
where is that line anyway?
I thought UCLA was. No, they're down. It's 7.5, so I wouldn't have chosen it anyways.
Okay, 7.
I think it may be 8.5 on Action 247. They're always within a point. It's crazy. All right, cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
7.5. So yeah, it's the time of the show where we gotta make some money.
Again,
we gotta make some money.
The leaves are falling, so now we can rake with Jake. Jake Arnold is coming on the show now, as we got to do the thing with the thing, get the video on the thing, and then the boom. Nope. My timing was off. That's unfortunate. Either way, there he is.
I mean, what are we doing? Golly, every week, guys. I mean, it is what it is.
I like the throwback hat there, dude.
Thank you. By throwback, you mean brand new and cost me more money than it should?
Yeah, but it's a throwback logo, dude. I mean, it's a throwback. All right, it could be a brand new hat and it still be a throwback. Okay.
That's why I got it.
Yeah,
that's why I got it. Okay. Thank you.
Did you get a new setup, by the way? What is this? Like, are you really trying to come after my job here? What is this?
No, I've not. I moved. I've moved. I don't know if people have watched in previous weeks. I think week 1, maybe week 0. We came out and we were packing boxes, and now we're out in old Philadelphia, Tennessee, middle of nowhere on Starlink, living in a cow field for the foreseeable future.
What a beautiful spot.
It really is. I wake up, I hear a rooster crow, I go outside, the manure is smelling great. I can't complain. It's still better. Not to go on a tangent. 45 minutes of traffic from one side of Knoxville to the other. Might as well take the highway and take it 45 minutes without traffic. Get the blood pressure down.
That's a fact.
All good things. Shaw, I'm glad you're talking early, because Shaw and I were talking earlier before the show. We colluded. There's some collusion. There's collusion. So just understand, the first pick is absolutely due to Shaw. He got me in on this. I don't look for these small games, but I love it because I've actually seen both of these teams play. USF +1.
Hold up. Before we get into this, are we not going to slightly talk about how you went positive last week because of Alabama's backdoor cover?
Wait.
Yes. You went 3-2 last week. So Jake's picks last week. Let me scroll up here in our text thread here.
No.
Like, for once, a backdoor cover helped us, bro. Like, come on. No, I can't say that because you actually got a backdoor cover on Oklahoma earlier in the year when they got the safety to get the 7 points. That was insane too. But no, like Alabama doing the dirty to Vanderbilt late in that game. It got us over.
So Texas -6.5 hit. Or I'm sorry, it did not hit. Mississippi State. Wait a sec. No, I'm sorry. I had the record wrong. It was 2 and 3.
I was about to say,
wow,
it went positive, fella.
Never mind.
Right, so 2 and 3.
Never
so
mind.
Texas lost, Mississippi State lost. Miami won us, although they nearly gave that one up at the end. And then Alabama, with the backdoor cover at the end with that touchdown. Iowa State unfortunately lost to Cincinnati. So
all right, so saving us from going 1-4 then.
So we have a losing record, but if my calculations add up, if I go undefeated for the rest of the season, we've still made money.
Buddy,
matters.
Buddy, if we go 4-1 this week, we won money.
Guys,
that's all we need. I'm done asking for perfection. Okay, I just need 4-1. I just need 4-1.
The third quarter.
Look, 4-1 this week, 4-1 next week, just 4-1 every single week. Okay,
I'm fine with it.
We got to get 5-0 for the parlays for the people. For the people, I'm slamming.
Please do not parlay these picks. Honestly, I don't even know if you should be picking the picks. I don't know. Hopefully, we can get back.
You may have had, just for the people who haven't been watching, you may have had a little bit better luck if you faded everything I've told you. So that is a strategy. Want to just say you would be plus money. But that being said, guys, I just threw a touchdown. We've been down all game. It's 0-0. It doesn't matter what the score is in the past. 5-0 this week. And it starts with USF versus North Texas.
It starts with me depositing more money in my account. So I'm joking.
I'm going back to the building blocks, guys. USF's quarterback's the X factor. We all know what we've got going on. The guy has beaten Florida, who is somehow it makes no sense. Florida has confused me. They've bamboozled me, and this win for USF looks better. Shaw is absolutely right. You can't see how the lines move, and it hurts your feelings, but I'll absolutely take a 1 point. I don't see any game really being a 1 point. This is always you're going to see 24 or 27. You're going to see 17. It's all going to be within 3 points.
I will say, we actually did better whenever we did picks at the beginning of the week.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like we helped you in this.
You did. This is harder. Okay, I can't beat Vegas. What do you expect from me? I'm one guy.
Can't beat Vegas.
That's why Vegas has all those tall buildings, right?
God. The house always
and
wins.
That's why they have all of my money. So it's okay. North Texas is a good team. I don't want to take away from North Texas. They've revamped their program. I know that they did a lot of turnover from their roster, from their coaching staff. I don't want to say that North Texas, like you said, Skylar, the winner of this game could be the Group of 5 playoff spot. I just can't see a world where North Texas is in that conversation. I would love to, because that would just be weird. Now USF, they've had the publicity. I think they're playing for a lot more. Granted, they have the one loss against probably the number 1 team in the country, Miami. But here's the deal: North Texas has a huge chink in the armor. They allowed 91% of the time in the red zone scoring. If you can push it down the field against North Texas, you are going to get points. I think that, again, this is basically the same bet as money line, in my opinion. I think that North Texas is not going to be able to sustain what USF does. Granted, North Texas is really good defensively on the pass. I think they're maybe a top 10 team. I think that's hard to see because there's not a lot of teams that play the way that, remind me his name, Golish. Golish plays the ball. He uses the screen pass as an extension of the run game. Stats are a little bit off, so it's hard to understand how it's going. One thing to note is North Texas is 114th in run defense. They're allowing almost 200 yards a game. I think it's 180. Going back to my roots, I think if you're going to see a score like this that's close, I'm always going to look at the team that allows more rushing yards because, again, you play in positive field position, you're going to be better on the sticks. It's very, very simple to me. I think that USF's got the better quarterback. I think they have more going for them as far as the vibes. Not to take away from North Texas, they could absolutely win this game, but I feel confident on this one. I'm going to give this one a 2-unit score. Shut up, Shaw. You just told me to take this bet, so I don't want to hear it from you ever again telling me that they're missing two running backs. That is crazy. You know who they're not missing? Their starting running back. Their starting running back is their quarterback.
Look who's back.
Buddy.
Well, that's a great
I am so glad you didn't watch the show about 30 minutes ago.
Hey, wait for this next pick.
Yeah. What can we do for you other than taking Alabama and the points, buddy? I mean, I'm sorry. I love your Missouri team. I'm glad that you have one of the best running backs in the country. But you know who doesn't play? The Alabama Crimson Tide when they have a nose tackle. They got their guys back. They're here to play. They got a blemish with South Florida or whatever. What's the team? Florida State. Who's better, South Florida or Florida State? That's a question I want to know. Who would you
Florida.
Take?
I take South Florida.
It's close. It depends on where they're playing.
I think it's more intriguing actually to find out who's second place in the Florida State than it is to find out who is first place. Like,
Skeeter,
I don't know, but I agree with this. I do agree with this pick.
Skeeter, I just want you to know. I just want you to know. You know, I'm raking with Jake on this one because Jake's our guy. He's going to make us money this week. But this is the one game he's going to lose whenever we go 4-1 because I picked Missouri to win this game.
He did, and I'm going to give Skeeter here a bone because you should believe in your Tigers. Like this is
You're undefeated.
Absolutely a winnable game for Missouri. It's one of those things where I seen where they were kind of in a similar situation last year, and I can't get that image out of my head where they just absolutely beat them like a drum. And I just feel like, honestly, this is my serious. I feel like if Alabama was like an 11-point favorite, give me Missouri. But the fact that they're a 3-point favorite.
Yeah, I mean,
give me Alabama, man. I just don't see it.
I look at the key games because, Missouri's played one okay opponent right now, and not to take anything away, but USC is their best win. I looked at the box score on this. I watched a little bit of the game. Your quarterback had a problem, man. He only threw for 171 yards against South Carolina. South Carolina is not, by all means, not a potent defense. They're not bad. They're going to be more reliant on the run stop. Granted, y'all ran all over South Carolina, but that's to be said. I think y'all have the best running back in the SEC. I think the guy's a stud. The thing about Alabama is Alabama is very capable of squeezing this game and making you one-dimensional. So I see this being where I really wanted to take money line on it. I don't know why I didn't. I just think this one's going to be Alabama. They're more talented. I think they have, and I hate to say this, I think they have a better quarterback.
And Missouri better watch out for Jim Miller. He just broke 100 yards for the first time in his career, and he might actually go crazy. If they need to keep him in check.
He's kind of good.
Yeah.
I completely agree with this statement here. So
yeah, the one thing that
can you pull up that record on the picks for me, please?
I'm
sorry,
record?
I just forgot.
What record? I don't recall such a thing.
Dude, I could have swore you had the record pulled up earlier, and I don't know why I forgot it so quick. But that comment made me forget the record so fast.
I lost it whenever we swapped screens here. We
you
added
lost
Jake
it.
on. So
fair enough. Yeah. Seven-toed skeet. Great name, by the way.
So for those that have not tuned into our show in the past, Skeeter is a very good friend of ours. He does a podcast from Missouri called the Woodswater Mizzou podcast. He had an unfortunate accident last year to where he actually lost 3 toes on 1 foot. And he was honestly very lucky to survive the accident, but had a long recovery process. He is back, ready to go now. He's been back at work for quite some time. And, even though it's definitely a tough injury, having to lose 3 toes like that, he definitely deals with it in the best way. I mean, he just embraces it. So,
to be fair, he did ninja kick the crap out of that Chupacabra. And, I mean, honestly... you should have seen the other guy. Gone. No,
I'm just after hearing that story, Ski. I'm just proud that you're standing 7 toes down for your Missouri.
And that's his number one joke that he loves to say. So, it's funny that you say that. So.
No, the graphic machine broke. Yeah, it's funny how the graphic machine breaks when we truly need to see it to remind ourselves. To this point at least, I'm
the editor of this show, so I choose what goes on the screen and what.
And I appreciate you so much for doing all this work because, buddy, if I had to sit down and do all this on top of the work that I do, and you do it, you do all this on top of the work that you do, and I could not be more appreciative of that. With that being said, you're losing in the pick segment. There is no getting around that. It's fine. It's fine. We got to get these. Come on. We got to rake. Let's go.
What? You got a bedtime or something?
Yes.
Well, we can draw this out a little bit, Kind of add some suspense because I'm totally out of notes. All I have are my picks, which is great because this is all just good feels at this point. No chat GPT moving forward.
All right, so this is bad news for the rest of the pick segment. Okay.
No. The others did like my 2 picks, except for they didn't like USF. If I think anything loses, it's going to be, truthfully, it's going to be either Alabama at Missouri or my very last pick, which we'll go into. But I like a 4-1 here. I think 4-1's confident right now. The Alabama at Missouri, I'm going to give a solid 1 unit to. 1 unit. I don't want to give any more units to that. But moving forward and probably the what the heck's going on pick, I like 3 units on this because this is an absurd number to cover. I have Arkansas at Tennessee under 68.5.
Put the house on it.
The mortgage is up.
Don't do that. No.
I don't have kids yet, but I'm putting them up.
Yeah, you got a brand new house that you're putting up. That's
don't worry. If we lose and this hits the over, I will be calling 1-800-889-9789.
You have to. Let's do the math real quick, guys. Let's just say 68 points divided by 7. That's almost 10 touchdowns you're asking for in a single game.
I mean, Joey Aguilar could do that.
I don't care who does it. I don't care if Peyton Manning came out and he had Calvin Johnson and Randy Moss. And then he had the Cowboys offensive line when they were good. That's a stupid amount. And you know what Arkansas is going to want to do? They're going to run the crap out of the ball. That is exactly what they're going to do.
No, this hits the over if our defense lets us down. Like our offense scores 45 points in a game where you think we should win, but then the fourth quarter we give up 2 touchdowns to where it's 45-32 or something. It's dumb how that would be how the over hits. But I'm agreeing with you. I think this is under all day long. But it needs to hit the under, and we need to win. We need to win handedly. This doesn't need to be an under where we lose 24-21. No.
Tempo will be down this game. I'm just going to say it. Tempo is going to be down for both teams. Both teams want to keep time of possession.
I do think you're going to see a fiery first quarter for the sole
Yes.
purpose of both of these teams have had 2 weeks to prepare. You got to know their opening script game plans are going to be top notch. Both
It's
of them.
going to be disgusting.
Yes.
It's going to hurt your feelings both ways.
Yep.
We know what Heupel can do with a script. He's very successful in the first quarter, and we definitely have no idea what Bobby Petrino is going to do, which is terrifying. That is the part that really worries me.
We're going to have to adjust. We're going to have to watch our team adjust within each drive, really.
This is a nightmare game. This is a fever dream game. I think a final score of like 35-20 is what I'm seeing. I think that we handle business. I think that it will be pretty close, maybe tied or somebody ahead in the first half. I just think, again, Arkansas is to a point where they're not playing for much, man. I mean, you get motivated pretty quick and you see teams fall out, kind of around here. Like I said, I don't have a lot of notes. I know Arkansas has a daggum good quarterback. I don't think that their defense is that great. I don't think their run defense is that great. I mean, you look what Notre Dame did, I think the game plan is going to be.
I was going to say that's all you got to look at is that Notre Dame game.
Yeah, Shaw. Heck, we dropped 40 and they dropped 20. We're still within it. I mean, it's a stupid amount of points to give up. Like, I still don't get this.
I do like Tennessee scoring 40. I mean, you're talking about a Tennessee team that's put up 40 a game, over 40 a game.
Is there a single – I'm just going to the sports book right now, and I'm scrolling through. I see 44, 58, 51, 42, 59, 66 in the South Florida North. There is not a single game higher I'm looking at. Just give me 2 seconds. Ain't nobody's up that high. What is Vegas seeing other than the fact that we're dropping 50 points a game? God, we can pray, can't we?
Hey, I have access to a Harley. I can make this happen. My wife is blonde.
Are you willing?
But I don't want to put my wife up like that. Like, I can't do that.
What are you willing to do for the win?
No, I mean, no, I can't do that.
I hope Catherine's not watching right now. So.
Guys,
can't do that.
I'm very happy with this one. I think that this is like a 3, maybe 4 unit confidence. I'm just going to start doing units of confidence. Probably not the best thing to do.
What's the measurement of a unit?
Whatever you would put the average bet on. So, for example, guys, I put $5 a bet. Okay, so
you would be putting $15.
If I put 4, 20, 3, 15, 3 to 4 is what I'm thinking on this.
He said, "I'll meet you in the middle. Go 17.5."
The problem is, guys, we're running out of money in that FanDuel account. We start the season with $20.
Whoa! Who? What? I don't know. I don't know.
You lost your job so quick. No. Action 247 now. I don't know if this is for everybody, but they're doing a deposit match up to, I think, $50 or $100. Take advantage of that.
And guys, you should, if you can afford it. Yeah. But again, we have this right here.
There is a disclaimer, and you have to bet it. You can't, right? Like I did try to do this. I deposited $50 and tried to cash out $100. Did not work.
You can't steal money, Skylar.
Can't do that. Well, it's a deposit match. It didn't say bonus bet.
You get a 401k match. You just don't take it out. There's penalties, brother.
So, no, I'm joking. So yes, I did 2 units on each bet now because I just got double the money. It's fine. It's fine.
Speaking of safe bets and what I'm terrified of and why I didn't take the 3.5, because I think that's what it was. I want to go to Georgia money line at Auburn. What a weird game. Why is this game at like less than 10? What has Auburn shown that allows them to be a...
They've played close.
They've shown a good defense.
They've played close. Look at their game. Look at their losses.
So long, man. I mean, at some point, you beat a dog and its tail's going to be tucked in between its legs, and it's going to keep its tail tucked in between its legs, man. I don't think Auburn... What are they playing for at this point? They beat Baylor.
To be fair, I mean, the Dogs did lose to Alabama.
Yeah, well, that's their first loss?
Yeah, but I mean, the Dogs lost. You said beat a dog. Dogs lost.
Well, they're not beat. They got a scolding. And the problem with the scolding of a bulldog is that thing's going to bite your jugular.
I agree. I think they cover. I don't know why we're scared to take them.
Why are we not putting the house on -3.5 for Georgia?
Because this is a stupid game.
That's the
Just
real
truthfully,
question.
there's no notes here. This is a stupid game. This is a stupid quarterback for Auburn. They have a stupid wide receiver room. And
we're forgetting one thing. We're forgetting one thing.
Hugh Freeze is their head coach.
Hugh Freeze finds a way to win a dumb game every year that he shouldn't win.
I hate this one. I hate this game. It's a very confident one. 2 units on this one. Should put more because it's less money. If you look at the spread, I've been doing a lot of spreads instead of doing the safe bets. I just want to take a safe bet here. I'm padding my stats, guys.
Scared money don't make money.
Scared money don't, but at least makes you a dime. So I'm here to make a little bit. I don't care if I'm making 50 cents less on my $5 bet.
Little bit goes a long way towards my kids' Christmas present this year. So,
which is why I need to stop betting with Jake.
Yeah. I'm about sick of opening up credit cards. So,
what's that last play for us?
The worst one of the entire thing. This is another one. Like, what the heck's going on here? It's Oklahoma at Texas. What is this game too? I mean, we know Mateer's probably going to be back, right? Like they're just waiting 90 minutes before
he is upgraded to probable.
What does that even mean? I'm probable.
He was questionable and now he's upgraded. He's probable means he's playing. Period.
You would think.
I know. It's what it is.
I'm scared. I'm scared of this one. I like Texas. I think that they know they can't lose anymore, and this is at Texas. I just, again, Oklahoma's got a good defense. I think that they're very close. If you look at how Florida plays in terms of the identity of their defense, I think they're very physical. I think the one thing that Oklahoma kind of lacks is the ability to defend the pass as much as Florida does, which is hard for people to hear. They may not believe me on that. Statistically, it probably doesn't show that, just kind of the eye test. Now, Oklahoma, they're going to come out. They're going to look good. This is a hyped game. They're due for one. Their quarterback has been out for a while. I expect him to stutter and sputter a little bit. So Texas, they're a very, very talented team, guys. I mean, they've got a really good defensive line. I think that they have athletic linebackers that can contain the quarterback. I think, again, Texas is just the better team, not getting the better results. I think Oklahoma is a lesser team getting better results. So I think the law of averages will tell you that Texas should win this one. And then again, it just opens it back up to where we're getting in there.
So, Jake, one of us is going to be correct in this game because Action 247 kind of agrees with me as this line has dropped down to Texas as a -1 favorite now. They've taken away that half point.
Perfect.
Oklahoma is my wrong team favorite. My WTF for the week is I think Oklahoma is going to win this game outright. So this is the one that I'm going to flat out disagree with you. I picked Missouri to win the game, but I can absolutely see Alabama win. I think Oklahoma wins this game. I think I agree with you as far as this goes. I think Texas is the more talented team. Yes, they're not getting the on-the-field results, but I think Oklahoma's playing better ball, and I don't think it matters if it's John Mateer at quarterback or if it's Michael Hawkins at quarterback in this game. I also think that when it comes to the coaches, I think Brent Venables being that defensive-minded coach, I think that his defense is going to show up and play better. Although Texas defense they're stout. They're very good this year. I mean, they're going to win Texas some games this year because their offense can't do it. But I think right now, the way Oklahoma is playing and the way Texas is playing, I think Oklahoma's playing better ball, and I think they're going to get a win in this contest. So you could choose to rake with Jake. You could choose to go with the WTF side of things, the wrong team favorite side with me. Best thing to do is just put a little bit on both, and at least one of them is going to win.
I got another WTF, a legit one.
What you got?
South Florida is a 1.5 point dog against North Texas.
Hey, and Jake agrees with you. Jake agrees with you, taking that +1 there.
South Florida should absolutely be favored.
They should win this game.
I do think it's a close game. I think it's a huge game, but
I don't see a world this week where I don't go positive.
And here we go. I'm selling
I-
everything. I'm cashing out everything. I'm cashing out everything. I am fading every single bet now. Actually, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna cash out and fade every one of them.
Yeah. So
Right.
I've actually got I've got one pick that I want to throw in here. That Jake, I'm gonna throw us back to a team that made us some money last year. BYU right now is a 2-point favorite on the road in Arizona. BYU right now undefeated on the season, 5-0, 2-0 in the conference, going up against an Arizona team that is 4-1, 1-1 in the conference. So far, these two teams, Arizona has played a Hawaii team that they blew out 40-6. I believe that's Weber State that they blew out 40-3. They got a backdoor win against Kansas State that actually made some money on it as far as a raw team favored, 23-17. Before getting blown out on the road against Iowa State, 39-14, and it blew out a bad Oklahoma State team, 41-13.
Yeah,
not a whole lot of great competition there, other than Iowa State, and they just got blown out. BYU has played, I believe that's Prairie State, something like that. Won 69-0. Respectable 27-3 win against a Stanford team that's not very good. East Carolina is a decent FCS team. A group of 5 team that they won 34-13 on the road, by the way. Snuck out a 24-21 win on the road at Colorado and then handled West Virginia last week 38-24. They've also found something in their quarterback over the last couple of weeks. That's Backmeyer. Bear. So what about this name? Bear Backmeyer. Yeah. That's BYU's quarterback's name. They found something in him so far. And to me, even going on the road against Arizona, I think that 2 points is just not enough. I think BYU wins this game by a touchdown. So that's a best bet for me this week. And, we made some money off of BYU last year. I put you on them last year. Yeah. And I think they're going to make us some money again this year.
I like it. I mean, they definitely helped us out and padded my stats a little bit, so I appreciate it. Sean, Illinois, Ohio State I looked at. I think that was a 14, minus 14.
I think it's 14.5 now, and that one – I think Ohio State wins, but that scares me a little bit, especially adding that half point to it.
Yeah, and Ohio State doesn't have the ability like they did last year to just blow the top off. They don't have a real deep threat. They're more of a dink and dunk, in my opinion. I'm not saying that their receivers aren't the best unit position in the country. They just I know what their game plan is, and their game plan is to try to death by 1,000 cuts you. Well, you miss a cut, you miss 2 cuts, you miss 3 cuts, and then all of a sudden you're punting. I don't know. I want to start something here because Shaw again has put me on. So I want to just call this Shaw's Shillings, just shilling us out a little quick parlay. He hit me with a really good one. It was plus 300 is what I saw on this. It's a parlay for Michigan at USC moneyline, Michigan. They are a dog, and BYU moneyline at Arizona. So I want to throw that out for the public if he's still watching to know that I definitely bet this one. That is a quick, quick little buck made. So I hope you're wrong, Shaw, so you can feel as dumb as I do every week.
Yeah. So just a reminder, use promo code VolFanatics for Action 247. But always remember, if you have a gambling problem, please call the hotline number, 1-800-889-9789. Don't bet any money that you don't have. Absolutely. Do not take these and make them into parlays. I don't care what Jake tells you. It's a recipe for losing money because I do think Jake is going to get us back on the winning track of things, but don't parlay these because that's the way to lose money. So,
but what are the odds if we did? I mean, I just want to know how many times I can lose. I'm joking. Don't worry.
I'm eventually going to get there, but don't do it every week, guys. Do it at your discretion and be responsible.
If you want to give up eating, a good lunch and have a bologna sandwich, you can use that extra $5 and put that parlay in. Sean was kind of curious on the money line with Illinois I think that's what he meant. Illinois and Ohio State. I think Ohio State's favored by well over a touchdown, right? Or
they're favored by 14.5. If you take Illinois money line, it's plus 436.
There it is.
Yeah. I don't trust it. I don't trust any Big Ten team this year.
He was hoping it was closer.
Yeah.
It's not. But I think Ohio State will beat Illinois by
I just don't know if they'll cover.
I think it's going to be right at 10 to 14 points. That half a point right there scares me.
Are we talking about the same Illinois that lost by 50 points to Indiana, or
that turned around the next week and beat who was it that they beat the next week that I thought they were going to lose to?
I mean, we all thought they were going to lose because of the way they played against.
Yeah, I've already X'd out of my ESPN.
No, they beat USC. No. Yeah.
Yes, it was USC. Yeah, it was USC because I thought USC was going to win that game handily, and Illinois won it outright. Yeah.
Once again, Michigan at USC. Michigan money line is plus 141.
Michigan's not favored.
I don't trust Michigan having to go across the country like that.
Hey, just want to say, Shaw did win a $10 to $9,000 parlay. Don't ever do that, but he did do it.
So what you're saying is, instead of raking with Jake, we're ending that segment. We're bringing Shilling with Shaw. He's going to be our new man coming on the show.
Do a 50-leg parlay, and you take every starting running back and just bet that they'll have 10 yards rushing. Got to be insane odds.
Is it even possible to do 50 legs?
No, it's not.
Hey, quick question before we get off here. You get 10 carries, and you're the running back for the Cowboys right now, and you're playing against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
What is your rushing yards?
Are we talking active roster right now?
You are right now the starting.
So Jalen Carter's hurt.
No. Yes. Yeah. If that plays a difference.
Jalen Carter's hurt. I get 5 yards at least.
I'm getting -3.
I get 5 yards.
No chance.
Dude, the tush push, bro. All they got to do is get me a half a yard. Like, dude,
buddy,
come on.
They line you up in shotgun once, you're -7.
No, wait. You said I'm on Dallas. I'm on Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah. I would like to think I still get positive yards because I'm so short.
10 carries, I'm getting 1 yard.
I'm short though. Like I feel like I can at least dive in between some legs and get some yards, bro. Like
you say that until some random dude comes across the line of scrimmage and just yanks you.
They're gonna have to armbar me. They're not gonna be able to put a helmet to my chest because like my target is so small, dude. I'm 4'11". Like they will armbar me and it will hurt, but I'm telling you, I think I could dive in between some legs.
I'm getting a solid -3.
You said 10 carries, right?
Yeah, 10 carries.
Yeah, all I got to do is dive for half a yard. I got that in the bag.
I would pay so much money to watch that.
I would love to see it.
I think I'm getting
so
one
much.
positive yard because I've got a lot of inertia on my side that I think helps out. So
I think Jay's giving himself too much credit with -3 yards. In my opinion. I think.
Throw me a little screen pass, maybe a little extension. Let me see what I can do in open space. Maybe I can get something done.
So I'll be honest, I don't know enough about these two teams to be confident in that bet, but I mean, Coastal Carolina historically, as of late, does have a good football team. So, I mean, that could very well hit. So, but Jake, we betting it. All right, we're
I'm riding with Skeet.
We're what are we calling it?
7 toes down when we standing on business. I'm a big stepper. No, I'm joking.
No, but Jake, appreciate you coming on again this week. Hopefully, we make some money again. Well, make some money for the first time this year. This week, make some money like we did last year. But
I'm joking.
No, looking forward to next week, man. So,
I'm not joking.
All right, so
there it is. Look at that graphic, man.
What graphic?
Man.
What graphic we're talking about?
That's crazy. I thought the graphics were broken, man. What happened there? That's crazy work.
No idea. Somebody sabotaged me. So
no, I got you.
No, great week this week, Skylar. Once again, glad to have you back this week. Looking forward to some Tennessee football this weekend. As I already mentioned, last weekend was not the greatest football weekend overall.
It was only a couple of good games, honestly. Like it was kind of a down. Now there was a couple of good games, but overall, man, when you got a whole weekend and you're only looking at 2-3 games max, yeah, it puts a damper on the whole weekend. I do agree with that, but man, we ain't got no shortage of games this week.
That's for sure. It should be another good slate. So hopefully we're talking about a Tennessee dominating win against Arkansas when we come on next week. But Skylar, you got anything else left before we close out? So I guess one thing that we kind of hinted at the very beginning, but we didn't really talk about. So before we get off, we talked about all season long that the target date for Jamal McCoy was going to be this week against Arkansas. And Jamal McCoy will not be back for this game. That ACL injury, it's a different timeline depending on who you are and how that recovery process goes. And his process is just going on a little bit longer than what we kind of expected.
If you want my honest opinion, I think he's fine. I think the fact that he never even dropped out of the first round in the mock drafts is playing a big role in him not suiting up for the rest of the year. That is completely an ignorant take of mine, and you can bash me for it. It could be completely wrong. I just genuinely think that if he fell out of the first round mocks and he needed to get back on the field, I think he's fine to do so. I mean, this guy's been practicing for well over a month and a half now outside. Maybe even 2 months now outside. He was practicing in fall camp, not full speed, and I get that, but he was still helmet, shells, whatnot, practicing. I think at this point, he's seen that he's still getting mocked in the first round, and why even chance it? Why ruin your career down the road? And I get that in a way, but man, I just hope I'm wrong. Like, I hope he still suits up. I don't care if it's second to last game of the season. Come back. Don't let don't let the Ohio State game be your last game at Tennessee.
Yeah, fair point. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but
and you don't have to. That's just my gut feeling. Like, I just don't think he's going to suit up.
It could be, but we'll see. I still think that he comes back this year. It might be a little bit further along.
Yeah, maybe Alabama. I don't know.
It could be Alabama, maybe Oklahoma, maybe Kentucky. I don't know. We'll see what that timeline looks like, and we'll close the show off with this comment from Skeeter right here. So he's talking about the logo on our graphic right here. That is actually Blue Sky. Now, granted, I probably need to delete that account because I have not been on it in probably close to a year.
Oh, my goodness. You're talking about right here in the socials, brother.
Yes,
I was like, where's a butterfly logo? Yeah, that's on me. I'm looking in the background of my camera. I'm like, do I have like a butterfly? What the? Okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I didn't even know that was there, honestly. I think I've stared at it so much and like never even realized that was what that was. Okay, right on.
Yeah, you can tell who's not the editor of this podcast. So.
No, but I mean, if OnlyFans is paying, dog, I mean, I might have to start putting them 7 toes on there, big dog. I'm joking.
But appreciate y'all tuning in to another fun week for us this week. Been a lot of fun having Skylar back on, and been a lot of laughs today, that's for sure. Mainly laughing at Jake, laughing at my record. Lots of laughs that we got coming on. So all of the above.
It's fine. It's fine.
But
we've gotten up to 471 subscribers on YouTube. If you have been watching and you're not subscribed, you don't feel like you are subscribed, just take a moment and look, see if you're subscribed. It helps us out a lot. Would love to get to 500. Would be a cool accomplishment. Really doesn't do anything to you. It just helps us out. It helps us feel the results of the fruits of Michael's labor, because all I do is talk. He's the one that puts in all the work behind the scenes. So go ahead, leave us a subscribe. Like I said, it doesn't cost anything. It just makes us feel good.
Yeah, and it gets us out to more people. So
that's right.
So I appreciate y'all tuning in once again. Enjoy some good football this weekend, everybody. As always, go Big Orange.